Hey, hi, just to let you know, yes, this is a preservation path simulated universe, which is something that I don't normally run, but yeah, hey, if you have gepard, he's broken in your simulated universe, so, yeah, even if you don't like what I say here, if you happen to be struggling with the simulated universe, just bring gepard, preservation, and you'll easily clear it, so yeah, I guess that's a use for gepard off rip before we even get the guide started. But with that being said, here's my bully's guide to, of course, gepard, who honestly is just kinda underwhelming sometimes. Sometimes he really goes crazy though, and I'll show you what I mean in a bit. No, not like that. I mean more like this. So now we're here talking about the rule follower Silvermane guard. Which, by the way, can we just go and talk about just how terrible it is that this dude follows like every rule to the T? But that makes his character so incredibly boring. But you know, that's just in my opinion. But I guess before I start bashing on his character too much, let's just go ahead and talk about everything that's important with him. Firstly, he provides big shields with his ult. And he has a trace that pulls in some aggro. Now you might be wondering, what else does he do? And to that I tell you, he does fuck all. Yep, that's right, he does fuck all. Oh well, he can freeze, but I'm also a firm believer in the fact that you and I can do anything. But whether or not we choose to do that anything is really up to us. And well, it's kind of the same with gepard's freeze. Whether he actually freezes is kind of up to how RNG is feeling that day. Especially when his base chance is as low as 65, which is really low by the way, because most bosses have a 40% effect resistance. And now you might be asking, okay, then why is this video surpassing 5 minutes? And to that I say, yes, everything I said here is true, but I also forgot to mention that he does everything that he does incredibly well unless Ting Yun and Serval are around. Then you're just left there crying in your lonely little bedroom because Ting Yun has infinite aggro. And don't worry, I'll make a whole other video on this later because, of course, I absolutely hate how this is the case. Trust me, I love Ting Yun too. But with that being said, I guess we can also talk about his best relics, light cones, and other things like that. And now it's this portion of the video where honestly, things begin to split up a little more than your parents did back when you were 5. Of course, there are some light cones that are really good just all around, aka gepard's light cone. But there's also, you know, 2 other light cones that I want to mention here. Firstly, we have Day 1 of My New Life, which is very powerful because it's literally reducing damage for the whole team. And then we have my personal favorite, and the one that I would recommend over every light cone, Landau's Choice. Mostly because it gives you more energy regeneration. And no, I refuse to explain the 5-star light cone for gepard because, well, if you have this light cone, you're either A, just a whale, or B, you're actually saving, you're wishing things, which is like, honestly, I don't really want to do that. But I kind of have to because I have Bronya, and Bronya's like broken with that. But anyways, before we get a little bit too off topic, talking about Bronya, who is actually a good character, which I'll make a guide on eventually, hopefully. You know, praying that this video doesn't take too long to edit after I'm done finally recording the voice lines. Now, of course, we can now talk about the playstyles for gepard. And to this I say, there are 2 actually. Only 2. No more than this. One of them is where you just freeze your opponent to death. This is terrible, and why I think PvP should never be a thing. But then there is also the other playstyle. The playstyle that I'm sure every Kafka fan would enjoy. The one where you just get hit. Everybody would love getting hit, especially Kafka fans. You know it, I know it. you love getting hit. And I guess this gives me the ability to go on a little side rant where I talk about just how weird it is, especially with some of the things I've seen people say that they would let Kafka do. Like, one of them's like stepping on your balls. It's kind of weird, but I won't judge you guys too much. Trust me, gepard's a rule follower. You can't be very much worse than him. But now we just now got done talking about these two playstyles after, going over all the light cones for them. We can now actually talk about the best relics for them. And unfortunately for you, this is where I can kind of just safely say, oh no, there is no debate that the Knight of the Purity set is the best set for him because, well, there's nothing that involves effect hit rate yet, and therefore, everything else is just kind of bad for gepard. And then we also have, of course, the IPC center, which is always nice for those of you who are playing freeze gepard, because why would we want to build a tank? We just want to play freeze. We don't want to see the enemy move, we just want to see them frozen in an absolute zero. Frozen, staring into the abyss, watching as they slowly but surely die. But then we have the Bellabog wall ornament set. And these guys, people who run this, are absolutely amazing at the game. Because I can tell you right now, they must be getting really big shields. Because trust me, when I say this, freeze players, you will eventually run out of freezes. They will eventually move. And it will not be fun when they finally move. That's all I'm going to say to you guys, though. Trust me, I'm not going to stop you on your psychotic path of destruction. But I guess we can make a segment for the whales, since I guess there might be one or two of you here. So with that being said, here's some Eidolons for you guys. Eidolon 1 is good because it increases base chance to freeze, which lets you play freeze gepard way easier. There's the second one that makes freezing even better because now it reduces their speed by 20%. And then lastly, there's Eidolon 4 that's just good for everybody because, well, it's literally just free effect resistance for being on the field. It's literally Bronya's A6 traits, but for effect resistance, which is really overpowered. Though once again, if you're a Kafka player, you might not want E4 because, well, you're resisting mommy. And that wouldn't be very good, would it now? But hey, I also just now received 20 different death threats from every single Kafka fan out there. So with that being said, I think I should start wrapping up this video now before we, well, get murdered by the Kafka fans that I just offended right there. But yeah, that being said, this is like my first video of this kind. Obviously, this is a parody of the Jerks Guide, where I at least try to parody it. Keyword try, as I don't think this is a very good attempt at all. But yeah, if you think you liked it and you enjoyed it, just be sure to like and subscribe for more. And with that being said, I'm out. Hey there, Editor Onecent here. Okay, so something I actually completely forgot to mention throughout this entire guide was that gepard is really cheap and free to play friendly if you happen to get him. Because honestly, all you need is his aggro increasing trace and his ult trace. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. See you later.